Hi, Mac.
Yeah.
Is the master coming in already?
No, let me call him then.
Okay, Ken,
And
thank you.
today we only have one, after the introduction of Bobby Nam, there's only one technique to be introduced, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, perfect.
Need to be introduced. But okay, so what you do is you tell me if you want to click next, you tell me next, then we will just push next for you, okay? If you're done talking.
Yeah.
Okay, Ken, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, everybody, we're going live in about 5 minutes. We're going live in about 5 minutes. Okay, we're going live in about 5 minutes. Mike, is the big boss coming already?
Haven't seen you on this room.
Yes, tabletop topic. Yeah. Hi, Mr. Mac. Okay, ready? We're gonna start in 2 minutes time. 2 minutes time. We
Yeah,
ask.
Mr. Dad is here.
I saw him. Where's the Mr. Handsome there?
Yeah.
Mr. Handsome. Mr. Dad.
Yeah, yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Okay, Mr. Handsome Dad. All right. Okay, we're gonna start in 2 minutes time. I will spotlight you soon. Just a moment. Let me check who's the host.
Yeah. 2 phút nữa bắt đầu anh Đạt ạ.
Ông này hôm trước ông ấy về chia sẻ không?
We have radio silence in 1 minute.
Một phút. Anh xong rồi mình hôm trước là em không tập được thì đầu tiên là giới thiệu về bản thân anh một tí, xong rồi giới thiệu về Vũ Việt Nam, xong rồi là về cái technique một là xong, đúng không anh?
Thì thấy bên VMC và là có đọc mấy cái thông tin của VMC này, còn giới thiệu về anh thì chắc là mà bên trường giới thiệu như hay nào.
Thế tí vào cái bây giờ em cứ hỏi anh, rồi em chỉ nói về anh 2-3 câu thôi, 1-2 câu thôi, xong rồi giới thiệu được về Vũ Việt Nam.
Em muốn hỏi gì thì anh thì hỏi.
Vâng, ok.
Hỏi người ta xem là ý như nào, vì là bên VMC như có bảo anh là có đọc cái gì nhỉ? Đọc cái giới thiệu về trung tâm của họ. Có mấy dòng hoạt động nhiệm vụ sứ mệnh này. Cái này họ có gửi cho em không? Alo.
Hello and welcome back. Now, of course, we hope that you enjoyed your lunch. I think, while we were walking around, we saw some of you with your bentos. We hope you enjoyed that thematic lunch that was prepared for you. So again, Temasek Poly, we did say that we will be back, and this time on your screens. So very importantly, of course, you've learned about the country, you learned about the language. You've also taken part in a business and society forum, and not too long ago, the thematic lunch. Then right after, you had your IHL exchange, and we do hope that you were able to use a couple of phrases in Vietnamese to communicate with the students early on. And now to conclude your Global Studies virtual trip program, we're going to take you on a cultural experience. You will have another form of interaction as well. Today, it's not just about you sitting there, not learning anything. It's about you being immersed in the entire learning experience. So without further ado, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring back your country tour manager, who's going to show you exactly what the cultural experience is all about. So I hope you're ready. And even though we can't really hear you, but we do have your trainers on site, as well as later on, remember, you will be part of it. So without further ado, we're going to bring back your country tour manager for the day, TP. Do join me to welcome back Zahid Hashim.
Hey, what's up, Temasek Poly? I hope you're having a good time. And thank you very much, Benjamin. We've come to the end of today's program. But before that, we have something prepared especially for you. And joining me all the way from Vietnam, we have my good friend over there, Mr. Mike. Hello, Mike.
Hello from Vietnam. Hello, Benjamin. Hello, Jay. Hello, everyone. And hello, all of our lovely students.
Great. Just to share with you, Mike, what's happening right now is we have lots of students in different classrooms, and they're watching us, and we can't wait to hear from you. What this cultural experience is all about. I mean, I know what's happening, but let us hear from you, Mike.
Sure. It's very nice to be honored here, and not only me today. My name is M-A-C-K, Mac. You just call me like that. And not only me today as a guide to and also play a role like a translator for one of our master. We have our master today to introduce you about one of the special Kung Fu in Vietnam. Yeah. So we are also very well send a warm welcome to Mr. Dat. He's our master today for our Kung Fu.
All right, everybody, let's welcome Master Dat as well.
Yeah.
Xin chào, Master Dat.
Yeah.
So Master Dat, he's been a very experienced Kung Fu master in Vietnam in a special Kung Fu named Vo Vinam. And today it's my honor to be here to have you to understand more, about our Kung Fu through our master. And I will play a role mainly as his translator. So let me ask him to introduce something about himself. And also we also know more about the history of this Kung Fu. And later on, you also get a chance to be involved in dancing it, and you practice it, right? Okay, so Mr. Dat, okay, so I will need to talk to him in Vietnamese a little bit, okay? Anh Đạt ơi, anh giới thiệu một chút về bản thân mình, sau đây em có thể dịch lại cho các bạn học viên được ạ?
Ok, mình tên là Đạt, Bùi Tuấn Đạt, đang là võ sư của môn phái Vo Vinam. Hiện mình đã sinh hoạt môn phái Vo Vinam được khoảng 22 năm rồi. Và trước đây thì mình đã từng vô địch quốc gia, là nhà vô địch quốc gia môn Vo Vinam. Đạt đi vào toàn quốc ấy.
Okay, so our master name is full name is Bùi Tiến Đạt. Okay? Bùi Tiến Đạt is his name, and he's been practicing Vo Vinam, our Kung Fu today for already more than 20 years. Right. Okay, em mời anh tiếp tục ạ.
Okay. Trước đây mình là thành viên của đội tuyển Vo Vinam Hà Nội, đã từng chơi quốc gia và đạt huy chương vàng quốc gia. Đó, và hiện nay thì mình đã là trưởng ban chuyên môn của Liên đoàn Vo Vinam Hà Nội, cũng như là đang giảng viên của trường FPT, cũng như là giảng viên của trung tâm VMC.
Yeah. Okay. So Mr. Dat have a very great background. He been a competitor and also winning the gold medal in our national Vo Vinam performance in Vietnam. He's also now play a role like a teacher teaching in one of the school in Vietnam for Vo Nam. So we also have physical activity in our classes. So that is one of the things we also do. Vo Nam recently years become very popular in lots of school. So today we also hope that you can bring some new kung fu to all of the Singapore students today.
Perfect.
Okay, so I think next should we introduce about their history?
Hang on, Mac. We just want to take a pause for a while because what we have on the screens for the students right now is a QR code. So students, Temasek Poly, just very quickly, just whip out your phones, swipe your camera over the QR code. We're just going to take one final attendance for today. Let's do this for just a very quick 1 minute. All right, please remember to take your attendance because without your attendance, you will be marked absent. So, okay, so this is very important for everyone listening. Please take your phones and scan the QR code for your attendance. Okay, everybody, I hope you've done that. Now is a good time for you to keep your phones because we're about to get physical. I just say that again, we're about to get physical, but in a very good way. Okay, back to you, Mac. Let's continue on with the introduction about this martial arts that you call Vo Nam.
Sure. Okay, so to come back with this, I need to ask our master, Mr. Dat, to give some information about the history of Vo Nam. Then I will have him to translate that to you. Ok, anh Đạt ơi, mọi người rất là vui khi gặp anh thì bây giờ anh có thể giúp giới thiệu một chút về lịch sử của môn phái Vo Nam và ý nghĩa và tên gọi của môn phái mình không ạ?
Ok, thì mình sẽ nói chắc là anh có gửi cho bạn cái đúng không? Cái bản mình nói.
Anh cứ nói đi ạ.
Ok. Xin chào, rất vui khi được ngồi đây để chia sẻ về môn phái Vo Nam đấu đạo với các bạn.
So I must say it's his honor also to be here to share with you about Vo Nam to all of you.
Môn phái Vo Nam đấu đạo thì được sáng lập ra vào năm 1938 bởi cô sư sáng tổ Nguyễn Lộc.
Vo Nam is being created by our founder named Nguyễn Lộc in 1838.
Võ sư Nguyễn Lộc thì sinh năm 1912 tại Làng Hữu Bằng, huyện Thạch Thất, Hà Nội và mất năm 1960 tại Sài Gòn.
So our founder Nguyễn Lộc is born in 1912 in a village called Thạch Thất that now belong to the countryside part of Hanoi, in the suburb of Hanoi. And he died in the years 1960 when he was in Saigon, which is the south of Vietnam.
Vào những năm 30 của thế kỷ trước, Việt Nam đang bị thực dân Pháp đô hộ. Lúc bây giờ thực dân Pháp bị dân bằng những võ đại tự do, bằng ma túy, mại dâm, rượu mạnh nhằm làm cho thanh niên nhường ý chí chiến đấu để họ dễ dàng cai trị.
So in Vietnam history during 1930s, we've been ruled by the French, and the French trying to poison the mind of the Vietnamese youth with opium, with lots of bad habit. And even some kind of kung fu, but not mean really freedom kung fu. So the purpose of that is to make Vietnamese youth forget about they are being ruled.
Võ sư Nguyễn Lộc thì là một thanh niên đương thời thông minh và yêu nước. Ông chọn cho mình con đường tu dưỡng bản thân, đó là cách mạng tâm thân, sống cho mình, sống cho người khác và giúp người khác sống.
But our founder Nguyễn Lộc, he's also a youth at that time, but he chose a different way. He found his own way by trying to become a good person himself, finding his own way to live for himself, and then from that live for others people. So live a life for others people, and then he had an idea of create something.
Ông mong muốn đóng đúc và cống hiến cho đất nước những người thanh niên, những người con ưu tú, có lòng yêu nước, có sức khỏe, có ý chí quyết thắng và vượt qua mọi khó khăn để vươn tới một cuộc sống tốt đẹp hơn. Và với cái hoài bão to lớn đó, thì ngoài việc tu dưỡng đạo đức, ông có nghiên cứu các môn võ trong và ngoài nước. Sau đấy lấy võ và vật dân tộc làm nòng cốt, kết hợp cùng với các tinh hoa của các môn phái khác trong nước và trên thế giới. Từ đó ông sáng lập ra một môn phái võ thuật phù hợp với thể trạng của người Việt Nam, nhỏ bé nhanh nhẹn. Lấy tên ban đầu là Võ Việt Nam, hay là còn gọi viết tắt của từ Võ Việt Nam.
And that special thing is his own way to not only have himself, but also have all Vietnamese people, youth at that moment, can train himself physically healthy and mentally healthy. So he find a special way in create a new type of Kung Fu based on the traditional Vietnamese wrestling and other Kung Fu in Vietnam, traditional. You see, this is the wrestling in Vietnam. And based on this and other Kung Fu, and also together with, he also spent lots of his time studying the internationally Kung Fu. So come from different countries and culture. And finally, he created Vo Vi Nam. Vo Vi Nam had a very simple meaning, mean Võ Việt Nam. So Võ means Kung Fu, and Vi Nam represent for Vietnam.
Ok, năm 1938 thì ông hoàn thành nghiên cứu với công chúng. Năm 1939 thì có cuộc biểu diễn công khai đầu tiên. Năm 1940 thì có lớp võ công khai đầu tiên tại trường sư phạm Hà Nội.
So in 1938, he's finished studying all of the theories and create Vo Vi Nam. And not, after that 1 year, in 1939, he's had the first performance in front of the Opera House in Hanoi. And in 1940, that's the first year he has an official performance and recruit for student in the Hanoi National University of Education.
Năm 1954 thì võ sư Nguyễn Lộc cùng các môn đồ tâm huyết đưa vào Nam, tiến vào Nam. Và năm 1960 thì võ sư Nguyễn Lộc mất. Thì trước khi mất thì phải giao lại chức trưởng môn cho võ sư Lê Sáng. Võ sư Lê Sáng thì sinh năm 1920 và mất năm 2010.
Right, so Vo Việt Nam became very successful in the northern province of Vietnam, but our founder Nguyễn Lộc, he's not gonna want to stop just in the north. So together with his passionate student, they decide that they move to the south of Vietnam, and it happened in 1954. So our founder Nguyễn Lộc and his student moved to the south, and some classes in Saigon was open from the years of 1955. And he sadly, on the way of spreading out Vo Việt Nam, he died because of sickness in 1960. And before he passed away, he already successfully gave the position to a new leader called Lê Sáng. So Lê Sáng, he is our new master for Vo Việt Nam, and he was born in 1912, right? Sorry, I will check with master again. Okay. Anh ơi, anh nói lại một chút cho em về võ sư Lê Sáng với ạ.
Võ sư Lê Sáng thì sinh năm 1920 và mất năm 2010.
Yeah. So Master Lê Sáng was born in 1920 and died in 2010.
Năm 2010, trước khi qua đời thì võ sư Lê Sáng đã lập ra hội đồng võ sư trực quản môn phái để điều hành môn phái, do võ sư Nguyễn Văn Chiếu đứng đầu, và hiện tại Vo Việt Nam không được trưởng môn nữa.
Yeah. So Lê Sáng, he's the master of Vo Việt Nam after the founder, and he bring Vo Việt Nam to a new level, really successful. But when he died, he do not appointed a new leader for Vo Việt Nam. Instead of that, they have a board of master who in charge by one of the new person called Nguyễn Văn Chiểu, and Mr. Chiểu and the boss of master ran Vo Việt Nam since that time. Yeah.
Ok, sau hơn 84 năm hình thành và phát triển thì Vo Việt Nam đã có những bước phát triển rất mạnh mẽ. Hiện Vo Việt Nam đã có trên 60 quốc gia trên thế giới đang theo tập, và có các liên đoàn thế giới, liên đoàn các châu lục như là châu Âu, châu Á, châu Phi, ở liên đoàn khu vực và các liên quốc gia.
So after 80 years since the time Vo Việt Nam being created, after more than 84 years, right, Vo Việt Nam nowadays becomes so popular in more than 60 different schools all over the world, and have a lot of different competition in different scale from student to master or local regions like SEA Games, like Southeast Asia Games, and become up to now, it's become a very strong and official sport in many countries and competition, official competition.
Vào Việt Nam thì hiện tại ở trong nước ấy, ở Việt Nam thì có rất là nhiều giải như giải học sinh, giải trẻ, giải sinh viên, giải vô toàn quốc, và hiện tại ở trên quốc tế thì có giải thế giới 2 năm một lần. Và SEA Games 31 vừa qua tại Việt Nam thì Vô Việt Nam đã quay trở lại là môn thi đấu chính thức tại kỳ đại hội này và hứa hẹn sẽ trở thành một cái môn thi đấu thường niên của kỳ đại hội này.
So in Vietnam, as a place, as a founder of Vô Việt Nam, there's a lot of competition from the small scale of student to the higher level scale. And in 2022, this year, we had the Vô Việt Nam come back as one of the official sport being organized here. And also every 2 years, there's one international Vô Việt Nam competition.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Okay, that would be something about some general information about Vô Việt Nam. So our master and me hope you get some ideas of a special Kung Fu in Vietnam we create by one of our talent founder.
Trên đây là sơ lược về môn phái Vô Việt Nam đấu đạo. Cảm ơn các bạn đã lắng nghe.
Yeah. Okay, that's our master say thank you for your time listening to the history of Vô Việt Nam. Yeah.
Ok, và bên VMC có mình nói qua một chút về giới thiệu qua về một chút về trung tâm VMC. Mark dịch tải cho các bạn nhé.
Okay, so now we will have some extra more information about GMC. So our master will talk about it, and I will continue to be your translator.
Sure. Okay. Before we continue, Mac, I just want to share with the students as well. Now is the time. I think some of you have already seen our cultural ambassadors. They are going around to the classrooms. We need your help, everyone. So because this is a physical activity, we need your help to push the chairs and the tables to the side of the classroom and make sure that you have your belongings to the side of the classrooms as well. Okay. All right. Mac, let's continue. I think we've heard a lot about the history. We learned a bit about Vô Việt Nam and how it's become an official sport in the Southeast Asian Games. I think the students and myself, we are excited to be hands-on, practical, to learn some of the moves, what Vô Việt Nam has to offer.
Okay, so we will now move on to more activity.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Okay, anh Đạt ơi. Jay và Anthony của bên mình chuyển sang mình thực hành luôn anh ạ. Thì bây giờ mình sẽ thực hành luôn với một số cái động tác defense để dạy cho các bạn nhé.
Ok, như là cái clip của bên họ gửi cho mình ấy thì là có thực hành một cái động tác đó là nắm áo số 1, nắm áo số 1. Thì mình làm luôn cái đó ha.
Vâng, để em giới thiệu với các bạn một chút nha.
Hay là ở ngay phía sau slide này nó có video luôn đấy.
Vâng, okay. All right, so our student, our master, we just discussed that today with our short time today. We will introduce to you one of the special technique help you to defend very good when somebody attack you, right?
Okay.
Probably a school now that I'm sure your school is perfectly good, but not every time in our life is safe. We may get attacked by someone, right? Today with Vô Việt Nam, with our master, we will show you one of the very simple, and everybody can do it. I'm sure you can do it. When someone attack you with the front grab, okay? So I will ask our master to show you the technique, and also you can watch on the videos as well.
And Mac, before we continue, I just want to remind the students as well, as you're doing this and practicing with your friends, please remember to be, to practice safely. And, we don't want you to go home injured, okay? We want you to go home in one piece. All right, so that's very important as well. We want you to have fun, but we want you to also enjoy yourself and do this safely.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay, Anthony, would you like to let our students just both watching the video and seeing our master perform at the same time, right?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Okay, anh Đạt ơi, thế mình sẽ biểu diễn cái kỹ thuật một đấy như hôm trước anh gửi nhá.
Oh, so this is the normal speed. Okay, that's quite fast, Mac.
Yeah. There could be slow motion. That could be easier.
Okay, so this is the first technique, right? That we are looking
Yeah.
at.
So this is somebody grab you. It's your collar like that.
So there is like an elbow movement, I see.
Yeah. So first you watch the position, the posture of our master. Like he must raise the hand first.
So you raise your hand, you break
And-
the grip, and then
And
you-
together with your feet, right? Raise your hand and your feet, and then you.
elbow. Okay.
Okay, so let's see the video and then see our master do it, and he will instruct, and then I will translate.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's the slow motion.
So Master Dot be showing us.
Okay, anh Đạt ơi, anh đứng lên anh biểu diễn cái technique một đấy cho họ xem nhé, cho sinh viên họ xem luôn.
Ok, đợi một chút cho mình phải ra chỗ nào rộng rộng hơn.
Và anh chỉ cần biểu diễn tư thế là được, ví dụ như anh đứng dậy là được.
Có cần phải người một mình làm được gì? Không phải
Vâng,
hai người đi.
vâng, bởi vì nó đang không có hai người thì anh nói về kỹ thuật thôi, sau em chỉ cho họ.
Ok, đơn giản thì anh đứng luôn đấy được hả?
Vâng.
All right. So Master Dot is showing us how it's done. All right. Perfect. The man himself. So Master Dot, anytime when you're ready, we're ready for you.
Yeah. Anh chỉ cho họ từ cái tay này, xong rồi cách dướn lên này, xong rồi đập xuống như thế nào.
Ok.
Yeah. So we're watching our master.
All right.
Đầu tiên chúng ta đưa hai tay lên. Hai tay
So
lên.
first step, you must raise your hand.
Đánh xuống cái tay phải ấy. Tay phải thì đánh vào cổ tay của đối phương. Tay trái là dùng cái cẳng tay.
My hands up.
Tay đánh vào cổ tay của đối phương. Đè xuống. Đè xuống.
Yeah. So he said your right hand will hit on the waist of the oppressor, and the left hand you will hit on the elbow
Okay.
of the oppressor.
Ui, anh nhờ em gì? Anh sẽ dùng hai người ví dụ rất được tượng thôi nhé.
Okay. So our master here will have one person to assist you, so you can easily to remember to see it. Okay. Great.
Long này vào. Tay phải này, dùng tay phải này. Đánh
Your
vào
right hand
tay.
hit on the
Wrist.
waist,
Tay trái dùng cẳng tay đánh thủ tay.
and your left hand will hit on the middle of the elbow.
All right.
Đó. Sau đó dùng tay phải đánh trỏ.
And after that, you use
The elbow.
Tay trái,
swing. You
trỏ.
swing your elbow to the face of the oppressor.
Lại nhá, lại nhá.
I just want to remind the students as you're listening and you're practicing
Một
this,
đôi tay lên này.
please be very careful. You
Hai
don't
hand
want
này.
to injure and hurt your friends, okay? We want you to go back in one piece. You don't want your parents to ask what happened to your face today. All right. So
Okay,
please-
our student. Thank you, our master.
thank you. Thank you, Master Dan.
Okay, our student. Make sure that you get the advice from Anthony, and also practice now. Okay, stand up and practice now.
Yes, Mac. You know, as we're speaking right now, we have the cultural ambassadors who are going to all the classrooms. You know, some of you have already seen them. Some of you are going to be seeing them. They will be demonstrating with you. But in the meantime as well, you can practice together with your friends. But please do remember, please, I remind you once again, please practice safely, okay? We don't want you to go home injured, all right? That's technique number 1, okay, for self-defense. All right, that's the elbow, the elbow. All right, and let's see the normal speed. Very fast. Do we have another technique?
No, one.
Okay, so I think we're gonna go with another technique, but this is when Mac, am I correct? This is when somebody grabs you by the front.
Yeah,
Okay, maybe they can watch this video first.
yeah.
Do we have another technique, JY? All right, so students, as you can see, there's step number 1, step number 2, and step 3 and 4. Please be very careful when you're doing, all the steps. We don't want you to get injured along the way. So just be very, very careful when you're practicing it with your friends and your classmates, okay? Go back again. All right, can we go back to step number 1? Okay, so maybe some of you guys have not had the chance for the cultural ambassadors to be visiting your classrooms, okay? So just to revise once again, this is step number 1. Raise up your hands above your head, all right? When the oppressor grabs your collars or your shirt, all right? And step number 2, and step number 2, you want to break that grab with hitting the wrist. Am I correct, man?
Yeah.
And also the elbow, right? So
Yeah.
it's a motion that happens simultaneously. There we go. All right. The elbow and the wrist break. All right.
Must be at the same time.
At the same time, and followed by step number 3 and 4. This one is where you use swing with the elbows, left or right, followed by the left elbow. It's quite a deadly move, Mac, right? It is quite lethal, I must say.
Yeah, it is very hard actually. If you really hit your oppressor by that way, they get shocked and you can run away after that.
Yeah, I mean, even hitting the elbow on the head, that is a very lethal move because the bone on the elbow is quite sharp, and then as you hit your oppressor, you could cause maybe some cuts. So once again, a reminder to our students, as you're watching this and as you're practicing this, we just want to remind you, okay, we know we want you to have fun, but please be safe and sound as you are doing this, okay? We don't want you to get injured. We want you to go home in one piece, right? Mac, because I can say I've seen a student this morning. They are a fun bunch, okay? They're very fun, they're very participative, but we don't want them to, get too hyped up about this, and hurt their friends.
Yeah, and I think today, like with this technique, it's important to spend time practicing them. So if everybody wants to learn some more technique in the future, just email us about the technique you want. You can ask your student ask us about something, and in the future we will give them some answer or introduce with them another technique by our master.
Maybe I can use this opportunity, Mac, to ask Master Dart a question or a few questions.
Sure.
All right. So how long has Master Dart been practicing Vô Vi Nam, and what made him got interested into Vô Vi Nam?
Ok, anh Đạt ơi, bạn Anthony, bạn này có một số câu hỏi muốn hỏi anh thì em sẽ giúp bạn ấy dịch lại nhé. Câu hỏi đầu tiên là anh đã đến với Vô Vi Nam bao nhiêu lâu rồi và cái điều gì khiến anh hứng thú với Vô Vi Nam ạ?
Cảm ơn câu hỏi của Anthony. Thì mình tới với Vô Vi Nam từ khoảng tầm 2001, được khoảng tầm 22 năm rồi. Đấy, còn cái bản thân mình gắn bó với Vô Vi Nam lâu như vậy thì bản thân là Vô Vi Nam ấy là môn võ của người Việt Nam. Cái thứ hai là môn này là môn dễ tập và đại chúng, và ngoài võ thuật ra thì Vô Vi Nam còn mang cho người tập những cái tinh thần, những cái tư tưởng rất tích cực. Đúng là ngoài võ thuật ra thì người ta còn có nguyên cả một võ đạo nữa. Đấy, nó làm cho con người ta sống tích cực này, sống lành mạnh và luôn vì mọi người. Đấy, luôn yêu thương giúp đỡ mọi người. Đó là những cái giá trị mà ngoài võ thuật. Đó, và Vô Vi Nam có một cái tinh thần là gì, là phát triển võ thuật để từ đó xây dựng những người thanh niên có ích cho xã hội.
Yeah. Okay, Anthony, our master, thank you so much for your interesting question. And his answer is he's been with Vô Vi Nam so far is 22 years now. And the reason and the thing he interested in Vô Vi Nam the most and make him can stick with Vô Vi Nam for so many years is first reason because Vô Vi Nam is one of the Vietnamese traditional Kung Fu. Secondly, Vô Vi Nam not only for physical healthy Kung Fu, but also it builds a system of Kung Fu ethic. Like the Kung Fu ethic is in Vô Vi Nam is motivate you to be a good person, not only to live for yourself, but also live for others and helping others. So that is the key to make him love Vô Vi Nam the most.
Okay. Well, thank you, Master Dart, for sharing. While he was speaking, I could sense the passion as well, because in martial arts, it's really all about the passion, the interest, as well as, the discipline to practice the martial arts. All right, Mac, what's going to happen right now is what we're going to show on the screens for the students is a Slido QR code. Okay, folks, ladies and gentlemen, now is your time to ask the questions, and hopefully we can get Master Dart to answer those questions. We have one question that came, and this question is, what if he has a gun? So Mac, are you able to see the screen?
Sure, I can see it. That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think what we can ask Master Dart is, what happens when your enemy or your oppressor has a weapon, whether it's a knife or it's a gun? Maybe you can ask Master Dart that.
Okay. Anh Đạt ơi, các bạn sinh viên, các bạn ấy hỏi là thế nếu mà đối thủ của mình mà cái người tấn công mình mà họ có một cái loại vũ khí chẳng hạn như là dao hay là súng thì mình xử lý thế nào ạ?
Thực ra nếu để một người bình thường, để người tập võ đi mà đối diện với súng chẳng hạn thì thực sự rất là khó khăn. Đó, tuy nhiên nếu ở trong một thời điểm nào đó ở khoảng cách gần, ví dụ là người ta có thể dùng súng ngay xã sau đầu mình này. Đó, nếu mình là người tập võ, mình có một cái bản năng phản xạ nhanh nhẹn hơn bình thường. Đó, thì mình có thể tước súng đối phương trong khoảnh khắc đó. Đấy, còn thực tế mà nói, nếu mà đối phương đứng cách chúng ta khoảng 5 mét thì lúc đấy người ta không có cách nào khác cả. Có lẽ là nếu mà chúng ta có thể né tránh được, trốn chạy được thì chúng ta nên trốn chạy. Thì thực sự là nếu ai đó nói là một người cầm súng đứng cách mình 5 mét là mình có thể tước súng hò thì không có. Đó,
Okay, our student, I just asked Mr. Das and I will translate his very interesting answer, right?
All right. Okay.
So the answer is if the enemy had a weapon, right? Depends on the type of weapon. So if that's a gun, let's say, the gun is very tough, but almost with the enemy have a gun, you really don't think about trying to defend first, right? You just have a moment or there's some moment to defend. And if the guy hold a gun next to you, like when it close, if they put the gun close to your forehead, for example, then it's close enough. And if there's a moment they're not careful, that's the moment you got the sense of kung fu and you can do something. Right? But if the aggressor have a gun and standing far away from you, like a few meters, never think about doing anything because you cannot win with your bare hand. Right? So that's the moment you have to find another way. Either if there's a chance, you can run as fast as possible, right? But if it's close, then you must have a sense for it. A moment you can take the gun from your opponent, like you see in some movie, right? It's not just movie. In fact, the movie is inspired by the real action, right? The real action is like that. And if they have a gun, for example, not a gun, that would be easier with a knife, right? A knife is if you get that moment, you can get the knife as well, and the knife is not that dangerous as a gun. So, or you can just find a moment to make an action, the right moment, and run away. So run when you find a good option.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe I can add on to that as well, because, when a few years ago, I was also learning martial arts. And, one of my masters, he taught me that the reason you learn martial arts is, of course, for the wellness of the mind, your body and your spirit, right? Holistically, it's most make you, more disciplined and more whole as a person. But when it comes to there's a knife or where it's a gun, where there is a weapon with an oppressor, I think the first thing that we have to do is to avoid the entire situation. Am I correct, man?
Yeah.
Right. If it's possible as well, we avoid the entire situation. And then if that situation arises, I think it's also very important that we learn how to de-escalate the situation, so that the person does not need to use the weapon. All right. And we do not need to, be in a situation where we need to perform self-defense.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we can take one more question if we have time. Let's see if we can take one more question. All right. So we're just going to give maybe one more minute for the students to submit your questions. Students,
Sure.
I just want to remind you as well, we want to be very respectful when we ask the questions, because your questions are going live and we can see what you are typing. So we hope that we can get some very good questions from you.
You don't know, one day this question may really help you.
That's
one
right.
moment, one day, this question may really help you when you are in difficulties. You never know.
That's right. I think very right. Yeah. All right. Well, while we wait for the question, is it okay if I ask Master Dart one more question?
Sure. Welcome.
So, Master Dart, in Vovinam, is it a contact sport where you win with points, or do you have to knock out the opponent?
Anh Đạt ơi, trong cái hệ thống thi đấu của vô Việt Nam ấy, thì người ta tính điểm bằng việc là mình đánh chạm vào điểm hay là mình phải hạ knockout đối thủ thì mới được tính?
Cảm ơn Anthony. Rồi võ Việt Nam ấy thì nó gần giống như các môn đối kháng khác thôi, là chúng ta sẽ được phép đấm vào mặt này, đấm vào mặt, đá vào giáp, đá vào mặt và không được đánh trỏ vào gối. Đó thì mình khi thi đấu với nhau ấy thì chúng ta có thể thắng bằng điểm hoặc là thắng bằng knockout. Ví dụ mình thi đấu mà đá trúng giáp người ta, đá trúng mặt người ta nhiều rồi thì mình hơn điểm thì thắng điểm. Còn ví dụ mình mạnh hơn hẳn đối phương, hạn tôi đấm knockout đối phương thì mình thắng knockout. Đó sẽ có mấy cái như vậy.
Okay, Anthony. So Vô Việt Nam, like Master Dart say, during the competition, Vô Việt Nam had quite similar with others kind of martial arts by counting the mark. Right. So if you really have more kick or more hit on the on the face, they're allowed to punch in the face as well.
Yeah.
So then you get more mark. and the person who have more marks will win. Or if you are really like stronger than your opponent, then you can totally knock out him.
I see, I see. So basically it's like it's a contact sport, yeah. So if you hit the face, you get certain points.
Yeah,
You hit
that's
the body,
right.
you get certain points. Okay.
That's
Now,
right.
there is a question from a student, and
Yeah.
the question is, in Vovinam, how do you practice? You know, do you practice for the falls when you want to fall down? Do you practice that as well? Like, you know, in other martial arts like jiu-jitsu, they practice when they fall.
Yeah. Anh đặt đây một câu hỏi của một bạn sinh viên khác, đó là trong vô vi nam thì mình có luyện tập để ngã không ạ? Ví dụ như là một số môn võ của các nước khác, hoặc là trong một số môn võ là họ phải tập để ngã như thế nào cho nó không bị thương ấy. Thì vô vi nam mình có cái đó không ạ?
Ok, cái đấy chắc chắn rồi. Ở Vô Vi Nam ấy thì như các bạn chắc là đã được xem biểu diễn Vô Vi Nam ấy, thì Vô Vi Nam có những đòn kẹp cổ, bay cao kẹp cổ rất là đẹp mắt, và có những cái mà nhào lùn té ngã. Thì té ngã là một nội dung rất là hay trong Vô Vi Nam, và nó có sự khác biệt đấy, và những người tập Vô Vi Nam ấy thì có thể ngã trên bất kể địa hình nào mà người ta sẽ hạn chế được tối đa cái sự đau đớn, hầu như là không cảm thấy đau khi mà chúng ta ngã, bởi vì họ đã được dạy rất kỹ về cái kỹ năng té ngã như nào để cho bảo vệ cơ thể tốt nhất.
Okay, Anthony, it's very interesting question about Vô Vi Nam, because learning how to fall to minimize your wound is something very important in Vô Vi Nam. Because if you ever watch Vô Vi Nam videos before, or some of our students ever had a chance to watch it, you know that Vô Vi Nam have lots of like the flying knee technique, or like the leg flying, like when they say the master can fly with the whole body on the sky to grab the neck or the waist of the leg of the oppressor or opponent. So that's one of the key technique in Vô Vi Nam, and especially for the person who wants to achieve the higher level. So definitely in Vô Vi Nam we learn how to fall.
All right. Okay. So in Vô Vi Nam, when you practice, you know, when you practice the martial arts, then do people get injured a lot? Is it something that, you know, injuries, does it happen often?
Yeah. Okay, anh đặt đây, khi mà các học viên của mình luyện tập Vô Vi Nam trên thực tế thì mọi người có bị thương nhiều không ạ trong quá trình luyện tập?
Trong quá trình luyện tập ấy thì cũng có chấn thương, nhưng mà cũng ít thôi, vì là cái này khi bản thân như mình huấn luyện chẳng hạn thì mình rất là kỹ trong cái vấn đề, ví dụ từ khởi động này, rồi dạy các kỹ thuật này đó, và dạy các bài tập bổ trợ này. Khi người ta bổ trợ, người ta hiểu về kỹ thuật rồi, bắt đầu mình cho người ta ngã thật, cho người ta làm những đòn khó. Còn đương nhiên là sẽ có những bạn ấy bị đốt cháy giai đoạn chẳng hạn, bạn ấy không thực tập bổ trợ và không thực tập kỹ chẳng hạn, thì có thể gặp những chấn thương như là có thể bong gân chật khớp chẳng hạn này đó, nhưng nếu theo lộ trình đúng ấy, thì sẽ không có sự chấn thương.
Yeah. So Anthony, like a master me to that, share that. In Vô Vi Nam, in fact, the number of people who get injury or get hurt during their practicing time is not that many. It's a small amount, and there's a reason why we have that. So we had a loss before we actually practice some kind of difficult technique. Then they need to really train well on their preparation. Like they need a lot of process and technique in preparing for the difficult technique. And if somebody follow that rule, no one will get hurt because they've been trained very careful. But someone trying to skip some of the steps or haven't got a good preparation, they can get some trouble in practicing.
So basically you need to follow the steps appropriately, and you need to make sure that you're doing it safely as well, so not to get injured, right?
Yeah, that's right. Like that's our master that said, because he's himself training a lot, and he's always make sure that his students follow all the steps of preparation before performing some of the difficult techniques. So that's it, totally good.
Okay. Well, you mentioned earlier on, Mac, that something very interesting as well, that Vovinam is now a sport in the SEA Games, right? In the Southeast Games. And it was recently introduced in the year 2022. Okay. I think this is a very wonderful thing, you know, for the whole world to see, and especially for ASEAN as well as the whole world to see what Vietnam has to offer in terms of martial arts. Will we be expecting a Master Dart in the next SEA Games? Will he be competing in the SEA Games?
Oh, let me check with him then.
Yeah.
Ok, anh Đạt ơi, vô Việt Nam mình là nội dung ở trong SEA Games thì bạn Anthony và anh ấy đang tò mò là không biết là SEA Games năm tới, lần tới anh có tham dự không để mọi người thấy anh trên TV.
Cảm ơn Anthony. Tuy nhiên là bây giờ thì mình hết tuổi thi đấu rồi, hiện tại mình quá tuổi thi đấu rồi và cũng giải nghệ cũng lâu rồi, cũng là mình không thi đấu đỉnh cao nữa. Và bây giờ chỉ chuyển về đi huấn luyện và giảng dạy thôi. Đấy, còn hiện tại thì những cái bạn những thế đàn em hoặc là kể cả các học trò thì cũng vẫn là đang thi đấu ở chỗ tuyển. Còn bản thân mình thì không thi đấu nữa.
Cái độ tuổi SEA Games đó là bao tuổi hả anh?
35.
Dưới 35. Okay, Anthony. So Mr. Dat shared that at the moment he is out of the age for competition, right? So if you are above 35, you cannot get on the competition in SEA Games.
Oh gosh, okay.
Yeah, but like his next generation and his students still working on it. So we maybe see some of his students on the stage in the next SEA Games.
All right. You can tell Master Dat as well that, you know, on behalf of all the students here in Singapore at Temasek Poly, we want to say thank you very much. Cảm ơn Master Dat. And also comment to you, Mac, for giving your time, for spending your time with us and sharing something from Vietnam to Singapore.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. Let me transfer your word to Mr. Dat. Anh Đạt ơi, bạn Jay, bạn ấy cảm ơn rất là nhiều đối với anh khi mà đã dành thời gian, cũng thay lời cảm ơn cho tất cả các bạn học sinh ở Singapore để cảm ơn với anh dành thời gian để giới thiệu về môn võ vô Việt Nam. Okay, so I already transferred that, so I will ask if you want to say something. Okay, anh có muốn nói lời gì để với các bạn học sinh, em dịch lại.
Ok, cảm ơn các bạn đã lắng nghe buổi chia sẻ của mình. Hy vọng là sẽ còn được gặp lại các bạn ở trong làm việc online, cũng như là đâu đó có một điều đó chúng ta có thể gặp offline với nhau. Chúc các bạn có nhiều sức khỏe, hạnh phúc.
Master Dat say also thank you very much for your listening to his sharing. He hope that he and all the students from Singapore can have more chance working together in the futures, and maybe we see each other not only online but also offline. Like if one day you visit Hanoi, right, you come to the capital of Vietnam, you just let us know, like we can welcome you. And also if we had a chance to go to Singapore, we may visit you then. And also, I also say that I also very happy to be here to be a part of the trip, which is help you to understand more about Vietnam and our martial art. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you once again. Thank you, Mac. Thank you, Master Dat. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're still in one piece. You know, after that session of Vovinam, where you had to get to practice with your friends, the technique that we shared with you. But right now, we're going to wrap up the session. I'm going to welcome back my very good friend. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, it is my pleasure to bring back your MC for the program today. Please give it up for Benjamin Liao.
Okay, so of course, we hope you've learned a lot. And again, once more, come on to everyone who has been part of this trip that we have all the way to Vietnam. And of course, speaking of trip, there is a QR code right in front of you, the post-trip survey. Students, we want your feedback. Let us know, you know, what we can improve on, what you like to see, what you enjoyed about this. Let us know, scan the QR code over there. And also, you have people in the room. I think, you know, you have trainers in the room, and they're going to be the ones that will dismiss you from here on out. But again, to all of you here at Temasek Poly, thank you so much. And we hope you enjoyed yourself through learning the language, learning the culture, and also learning more insights about the development as well as how Vietnam has transformed itself in today's world. And of course, we hope you enjoyed the lunch as well, and meeting new friends, you know, perhaps practicing those phrases you have picked up along the way. But very importantly, again, scan the QR code for that post-trip survey. We want to hear you. We want to know your feedback. We want to know what exactly you've learned. Perhaps, you know, your hand might not have the power because you have practiced too much of that martial art move. You know, early on you were just practicing it. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever it is, do help us to scan this QR code. We want to hear from you right now. The post-trip survey. And of course, with that, Temasek Poly, thank you so much. And once again, this has been a great time. Global Studies virtual trip all the way to Vietnam. And again, the people in the room will dismiss you accordingly. But before that, remember, tell us, okay? Let us know about the post-trip survey you have. Now, very importantly, again, we are told that you haven't sort of scanned that thing. So please go ahead and do that. All right, go ahead and do that. Scan the post-trip survey because again, we do want to hear the feedback and comments from you. Yeah. All right. So at the end of the day, again, Temasek Poly, remember, please, at this point of time, scan that QR code.
Ok, chắc mình out nhỉ Mark nhỉ?
Vâng ạ.
Ok, bye bye. See you again, bye bye.
All right, so of course, an update. We understand that some of the classes you have not had your sessions yet, your sort of like physical sessions yet. So don't worry, scan the QR code. Nevertheless, the people will be coming to you. Okay, they will be coming to you to sort of like teach you and guide you. So don't worry about that at this point of time. If you have not experienced that, you can still scan the QR code, do the survey first, and then later on be immersed in the program. So you don't have to worry, okay? You don't have to worry about a single thing. So again, for those of you wondering, hey, how come I haven't had my turn yet? Again, don't worry. They will be coming to your classroom shortly. You know, they've been walking to different classes here and there. So give them some time to reach you. And while waiting for them, do complete the post-trip survey that you see right in front of you. Yeah, so just hang on for a bit and they'll be coming to you. All right, so again, just to remind all of you, for those of you still waiting for them to come on, just hang on, okay? But in the meantime, why not make a short video of yourself or with a friend practicing? We do want to see it on Padlet. Post it on your social media as well with the hashtag Global Studies, hashtag GBEST, or hashtag Vietnam November 2022. So just let us know about the video. Now, more importantly, again, we have to remind you, if you have not had the experience yet, don't go away, okay? It is, you know, you just have to hang on for a little bit more. They will be coming to your classrooms to teach you the moves that are required, okay? So just hang on there for a bit, all right? But if you've already done it, then yeah, by all means, go ahead and, you know, maybe just show us a little video of yourself and a friend practicing it and just share it with us on Padlet. Okay, so once again, just a quick reminder for those of you still waiting for your turn. Okay, they'll be coming to your classroom very shortly, and you'll be able to, of course, practice it as well. Now, of course, as what Country Tour Manager Zaid has said, do make sure that you're practicing it with much safety.
but make sure that.
Okay, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, we just, of course, we've been told that most of you have done. Most of you are already done with your session. So with that being said, thank you so much for being part of the Global Studies Virtual Trip Program. We hope again you have enjoyed yourself visiting Vietnam right here, your very own doorstep here at Temasek Poly. So once again, thank you so much. And on behalf of everybody, you, the students, Temasek Poly, I hope you give yourself a little pat on the back or shoulder or wherever it is you're comfortable. Thank you so much for being immersed in all of the activities. And very importantly as well, have a wonderful day ahead. And again, thank you for traveling with us on the Global Studies virtual trip and today's destination all the way to Vietnam. We hope you have enjoyed your trip. Thank you and goodbye. Goodbye.